Okie doke. Daily Double Pod, episode, I think this is episode 15. We've been knocking them out, so they're hard to keep track of right now. But this one is a fun one. I've been really excited for this one. As soon as my dad and I started this podcast, when we sat down with our initial dream board, Paulie Cosentino was one of the guests we said we needed to have on. My cousin, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Josh. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm really pumped. Really pumped.
Heck yes, I love it. I love it. So we're cousins. We have a large family that loves the game. Paulie Cos has been a trailblazer in our family between owning some horses, being at the track. You spent some time at the racetrack even like as young as college years, right? What was your intro to the track and horse racing?
The intro was your pops. It was Paulie D. Lewis. It was the early 80s. I was in Ocean City, and I went with your dad and Lois, my father, I think cousin Mark of
Hmm.
Diamonds, and it was all Atlantic City Racecourse. First time I went, I just fell absolutely in love, like totally in love.
I love it. So Atlantic City Racecourse at the time, was it that when they were racing at night
Yes.
or like eve afternoon into evenings?
It was, yes, it was at night. The only thing that I remember during the day was the United Nations Handicap was on a Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. It was a day race, the big turf race, which is now at Monmouth.
Yep.
But that was, yeah, it was night racing. And what I remember, Josh, was, like I think Brian and Matt and my sister, they were like, oh, let's take the kids to the boardwalk. And I'm like, I'm not going to Wonderland Pier. I'm going to the freaking track with cousin Paul. Like that was my big thing. That's what I love. That was what, 10, maybe 11. I just wanted to go to the track with Paul.
I
All I
love it.
wanted
I
to do.
love it.
I didn't want to go to Wonderland Pier and be all these dorky kids, all this merry-go-round. I wanted to go to the track. And it was
Yeah.
just, I still can see, being in your father's VW convertible, driving with the top down, heading up the parkway, jumping on this expressway, going and just pulling in at twilight. Now, this is after hours of riding huge waves in OC on 46th Street.
Yeah.
But just pulling in there at twilight, the sun's going down. And when you walk in, through the fence, you can see the jockey silks, you can see the paddock. It was just incredible. It was just that's what I remember. That's still my favorite, one of my favorite tracks, bar none.
Yeah. You know what's interesting about Atlantic City? I remember the smell. Like I remember the smells of walking through the open through the front and then in, and I don't even know what that smell was. I don't know if it was just horse manure. I don't know, but I just love the smells of Atlantic City too.
Yeah, yeah.
So after you got introduced to the racetrack, was there a period of time take from getting introduced to it to I know you went to the racetrack a little bit like when you went to University of Delaware. Was there a time in between where you sort of only maybe went once, like randomly throughout the year?
Yeah, so I really just went to Atlantic City Race Course in the summers, maybe a couple of nights at the Meadowlands up in North Jersey, the Trotters, which is, boring and whatnot. But when I was in college at the University of Delaware, we did go to DP.
Hmm.
And at the time, it was really run down. It was early 90s, and it was just, not, but I mean, I loved it. You went there. I mean, you can put $3 on a horse, you change the odds completely. You took a 10 to 1 shot to 1 to 9 by betting $20 to win in place. It was crazy. We were the only ones there. One quick
That's so
story,
cool.
Josh. I don't know if you know the story with my tattoo,
No.
my horse tattoo. I don't know if you can see this on the camera. See my horse.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it.
So the there's only a couple people that really wanted to go to the track from of my friend group in college. So one Saturday morning I woke up, it was just gorgeous out. It was April, it was just amazing. So I sent it, I called everyone, I'm like, look guys, Delaware Park's having quarter beers, quarter hot dogs, free admission. Let's all go to the track. So like 10 of us all got into this pickup truck. We all went to the track. We're talking like, look, if we win like $500, let's go get horse tattoos. And everyone's like, oh, we can win 500, we can, So then we're like, let's make it 1,000. And they're like, no, 1,000. We might get lucky and win 1,000. And mind you, we have no money. We're in college, right?
Right.
We're like, let's make it 2 grand. If we win more than 2 grand, we're all going to get horse tattoos. Well, sure as shit, we won 3 grand on a trifecta. There was three of us that made the bet, so we all went. Some of us got horse tattoos, some of us got all kinds of stuff. But we literally went from Delaware Park to somewhere in Wilmington, God knows where. And yeah, that's my story. So when I see my roommate from college, we both have horse tattoos. It's a fun. And by the way, Josh,
That's
our school
yeah,
newspaper was there, and because we were going crazy, right? We got like $60 in our bank account. Now we're like got 3 grand.
right.
So someone comes up and was like, "Are you guys students at the University of Delaware?" We're like, "Yes." So they did this big article on us. They had the picture of us, and the cover of the sports page said "Easy Money."
Nah, that's awesome.
So yeah, so that's kind of, and then from there, really, actually, it's a great segue to where I am today. A
Yep.
week later, I'm in my fraternity house. This girl, Rebecca O'Grady, walks in, my future wife. I was mesmerized. As soon as she walked through the door, I was like, "Oh my God, who is this girl?" It was love at first sight, truly. And started talking to her more and more. She's from North Jersey. I'm from North Jersey. She's like, "What's on your ankle?" At the time, I still had it wrapped up and had this moisturizer or whatever. I'm like, "Oh, it's a tattoo." She goes, "What do you have a tattoo of?" I'm like, "Oh, a thoroughbred." She goes, "Thoroughbred? You like horses?" I'm like, "I love horses." She goes, "I work at Monmouth Park." I'm like, "You got to be shitting me." I go, "What do you do at Monmouth Park?" She's like, "I serve beer."
Oh my gosh.
And I was already hook, line, and sinker, but it was just kind of crazy how that all played out. And yeah, and I never had been to Monmouth Park. I always heard from Paul and Lewis that Monmouth was a beautiful track. And then when I started dating
Yeah.
Rebecca, it's a sensational place. And then it just evolved from there. Then going to Saratoga, Rebecca's like, "Have you ever been to Saratoga?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "My cousins always talk about it. She's like, we got to go." And then we started going. I still have my first shirt, Josh, from
Let's see it.
I went to the archives.
This is
My
awesome.
first year. So we've been going every year since. Hadn't we never missed a year. Not one. Even COVID, right? COVID, there's no racing in 2020.
Yep.
In December, Rebecca's like, "Well, we can't break our streak. Let's just head up to the Holiday Inn and stay." We were the only ones in the hotel.
Oh, that's
But
awesome.
we didn't break our streak. But yeah, so yeah, that's kind of my evolution from, being 10, going to AC Racecourse, my favorite place, DP, Monmouth Park, Saratoga, and haven't missed a year since.
Damn. Okay. Okay. So always looked up to you as a little kid because I loved the game too. Like you, I was mesmerized by it as a young one, and you were the intro into ownership is possible in the game if you have the right connections, if you want to invest correctly, if you have a team. So if you could take me to the very beginning, was your first intro into owning a horse with Rebecca's brother? Was that the first?
Actually, it was Rebecca's first cousin, Paul O'Grady.
Okay, first
They're
cousin.
all like Rebecca's cousins. A lot of them were my sister's age, right? They're like 6, 7, 8 years younger than me, but awesome guys. Love the track, competitive, fun, right? And we just, always when we're at mom and talk about owning horses, owning horses. Should we own a horse? What should we do? Should we do it? And Paul was really the leader. He was in Tampa, Florida. He got hooked up with Jane Sibeli, a trainer through a friend. I think he got hooked up with Jane Sibeli. And he's like, "Look, let's buy a 2-year-old, 50-50 partners." And truth be told, I didn't go in initially. He's like, "Look, I'm buying this horse. It's a family calling horse. It's a 2-year-old called Family Biz." And I thought about it. And a couple weeks later, he's like, "Hey, look, I want you to go to the barn and see the horse, meet with Jane." And just I'll never forget pulling through those gates on the backstretch, just seeing all the barns and then hosing the horses down. My eyes bugged out of my head. And then when I saw the horse, I'm like, and
Oh
then
boy.
then my phone rings. He's like, "Are you at the barn?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "You ready?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Send me 50%. Let's go." And that's really how it started. It was just, I get chills thinking about it, man. It's just, it was a giddy time. It was fun.
Yeah,
It was exciting. It blew our expectations away, in my opinion.
definitely. Okay, so we have a certain section of people that listen to the pod, I think are interested in this, the ownership aspect, but don't know the full scoop. Take me through the beginner's edition, the beginner's guide to owning a racehorse. Let's say in the first year of owning a racehorse. You know what I mean? What really goes into it on the back end?
You know, in its simplest form,
Yep.
you need a few things. It's really easy. You need a license, right? So you just go to the track, you get a license. You fill out an application. I don't know what's $50, $75. It's nothing,
Yep.
right? And then from there, once you have a license, and you have money in your account, you could literally go up and claim a horse at Monmouth Park for 17, 5, 20, whatever it is now, whatever, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, as long as you have a license in that state and the money and the funds in your account, you
You
can
can do it.
you can do it. I mean, it's really, honest to goodness, it's that simple.
Yeah. Okay, so you
But
end up
again,
getting
but
in.
the big thing, Josh, is the
Yeah.
cost, like the maintenance. Like, what does it cost to have a trainer? And then there's so much cost that's involved, expense,
Yeah.
right? But in its simplest form, to own a horse,
Yeah.
it's you got to start with a license.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so your first owning of a horse, you go in with Paul, you guys together. What was the name of your stable?
We called it O'Grady and Cosentino Racing Incorporated.
I love it. Okay. And then you land on Jane Sibeli. So I think that it's cool because right now I just got involved in coaching a soccer team locally here, local high school soccer team. And I love the X's and O's and the game plans and the formations. And I love that stuff, behind the scenes stuff. What were the conversations like with Jane, like game planning for races? And like, did she actually like listen to some things you guys had to say and whatnot?
Yeah, so some of the things that we called her on that she probably thought we were crazy was, I remember one time, I think Family Biz was a 2-year-old, couple different races, running kind of average. And I called her up one night. I'm like, why don't we tape them up in black tape? Put the black, screw the white tape. Let's go like Mike Tyson, you know, no socks, black shoes, black trunks. Let's just be all black. She's like, it's a horse, it's not Mike Tyson. I'm like, I know, but if we just, so she was really patient with us with some of the oddball things we said, but it was, Josh, it was an incredible experience. Absolutely incredible.
Who rode for you guys on Family Biz with Jane?
Yeah, it's a good question. So we opened up with Alan Garcia. I don't know if you remember Alan Garcia. He was hot young jockey in Saratoga.
Yeah.
And then he was riding at Monmouth. And then first Jane really wanted Rajiv Mirage. She loves Rajiv. And, we were kind of like Alan Garcia or Jose Lascano. Personally, I like Jose Lascano because Jose had just run in the Kentucky Derby the year before. He's this 20-something-year-old, young, aggressive rider. Personally, I loved Jose, and we went with Alan Garcia. And the first race, we were the 7-hole at Monmouth. And Jane's like, it's not good because usually young 2-year-olds, when they come out of the gate, they'll break right. So, of course, we're the 7-hole. And she told Alan, pull left rein out of the gate. Didn't happen. She was furious. He veered right, came in fourth or whatever. Then went right to Rajiv, if I'm not mistaken. Rajiv or Jose. We kind of went back and forth based on who they wanted to ride.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Okay, how
Yeah.
about the day that you landed yourself in the winner's circle for the first time?
So that was really exciting. That was December 9th, 2006. I remember it vividly because a couple things. I flew down to Tampa. It was Tampa Bay Downs. It was opening day at Tampa, Saturday. I'd never been to Tampa. I love the track. Small, quaint, beautiful. Um,
Kind of got Delaware Park vibes, doesn't it?
yes, Josh, absolutely. Like absolute Delaware Park vibes. Was Paul O'Grady's birthday. Like everything was coming together, right? But the one thing I remember about that day, Josh, I flew down there. Um, we went to the barn like early. Now, I think Family Biz was the last race. It was the 11th race of the day. We got there like 11 in the morning. Like, let's just go to the barn. What I remember, it looked like a fucking UFO landed in the stall. It was lit up, like lit up. And I'm like, what the? It was like the horse's coat. Now, granted, it's a 2-year-old claiming horse, right? Doesn't matter. Whatever the hell Family Bits was feeling awesome, training really good, but the horse's coat was
It was
just,
glowing.
like neon glowing. And I'm like, holy crow, like this horse gotta be, gotta be live. So it was crazy exciting. Now, at night, the race went off like 6 at night. It was like getting dark. It's
Yeah.
December. And I could barely see first of all, after God knows how many beverages in the nightcap race, and by the way, I have it on YouTube. the whole thing videoed. It was absolutely wild, wild.
Dude, so cool. I probably will just drop like right now that clip of that of him coming down the wire and you guys celebrating because it was just iconic.
It was epic. And it's funny, I remember being in Ybor City that night. We went out to dinner, we were celebrating. I remember talking to your father for a while about the race. It was just I was just so happy, proud, elated. It was one of those big bucket list things to check off. I've always wanted to do. My goal was never to like be rich and all that stuff. It was just I wanted my picture taken once. I want to say I'm in the winner circle one time. You know.
Definitely. Oh man, for me too. And you have owned a few others, which we can touch on, but it's almost a perfect segue to I got my first taste of ownership, little skin in the game through my favorite wedding gift. I got married last year in November 2024, and my cousin Paul gave me a small percentage of Sierra Sagrada. What was it like? Take me back to that. Like as you're sitting there getting ready for the wedding, you know what I mean? How did you come to that? I don't
I
even know
was
if we
thinking
talked
about
about
it
it.
in August. I was thinking about it in August, like, oh, write a check like everyone does in New Jersey, write a check, write a check, write a check, whatever. I'm like, no, I'm like, we got it. It has to be a horse, right? But with Wasabi Stables that we did this with, I saw so many because my Rebecca's cousin Joey Wanaka did this horse. He's like, oh, Cos, like check out this portal. It's awesome. It shows stats. It shows pictures. Like I'm like, that's pretty wild. So I started looking at it. So we did a horse for Madeline and Amanda, this 2 year old. And then, but for you, I did that back in the spring. But for you, I want it to be a really good horse. So I slacked the owner, TJ. I'm like, look, here's the situation. My cousin's getting married in the fall. Huge horse player, loves it. I'm like, I want this to be a wedding gift. I'm like, but I don't want to do it some schleppy little claiming horse. I want this to be the real deal. And he's like, look, he's like, I got this essential quality filly. It's gonna come out. I'm like, he goes, but it's gonna sell. The shares are gonna sell immediately. I'm like, thanks for the heads up. I'll be watching, right? So next few days, watching, saw it, bang, pictures, the whole nine. Like I was like, this has got to be the one. But I didn't realize the essential quality was what a champion at two, a champion at three, won
Hmm.
the Travers, won the Belmont. What else? I mean, and this is the first crop, so this is really exciting, Josh.
It is, and it's funny too because you would know if you asked anyone around me in the horse racing game. They always say, if you could paint the picture of a racehorse, what would you want? And it's funny because I told them I would say for years, I would say I want a grass horse, I want a gray horse, and I would want the horse named Misbehavior. I think that just would be so much fun. Now we didn't get the name, but Sierra Sagrada, a beautiful name, and we're getting a potential turf horse out of elusive quality, and it's a beautiful gray, Rony. It's just like it's picture perfect. The horse is picture perfect. I'll throw a photo of her up right now on the screen with us. She's
Awesome.
unbelievable. She's training well. She's working in the gate now. She's working with other horses. Um,
She
it's
had
looking
Colonial
like this
Downs.
fall.
Colonial Downs.
Yep, exactly right. Colonial Downs, trained by a Jesse Cruz. Mr. Jesse Cruz has not been very responsive. I've messaged him directly 5, 6 times on Instagram. So we'll probably chop this up and I'll tag him in it again. Hey, Mr. Cruz, check your direct messages because we need to chat. But
Yeah, and in that same barn is the girl's horse. You're so vain, a more than ready filly, another
ooh,
2 year old. So we got to maybe get cousin Do and Jen over there to knock on his door.
yeah, yeah, we do. Yeah, we freaking do. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. Okay, so
Gosh, I love how excited you were when he gave the present to you and Amanda. It was really cool. Um, yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
that was awesome, man. Yeah, it was my favorite gift for sure. It was just so thoughtful. It was fun. It allows us to get a potential into the paddock, into maybe
Yeah.
winner circle if the horse does well. It's
Yeah.
just fun. It gives you, like you said, it gives you a little bit of action without having to put so much up front, money
Right.
wise.
It's a great place to start, Josh. Honestly,
Yeah, I mean, we talk about our cousin Jen. she has a little chunk of seismic beauty, a grade 1 winner now that's headed to the Breeders' Cup. She was in the winner's circle 2 weekends ago with Baffert. You know what I mean? It's kind of funny.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Listen, you got to believe, right? You got it's
definitely.
like it's why we do it. It's really cool.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so let's talk about this week. You and I this week. And it's just funny the way it works out because we always end up in Saratoga together. But then this year, we both had things that forced us to not to go on Whitney Day and to go this week. So the stars are aligned. So we'll be there
That's
this week. What's your plan? When are you heading up?
So I believe we're heading up Thursday morning early. So we kind of have our routine. I got to get there before 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock is when you go in before 10, they shut the gate. They make everyone leave. So I got to drop my spot, go to Holiday Inn, check in, have breakfast, load up, go back to the track. And then, so we'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, leave Sunday.
Okay.
No, Josh, we used to go, believe it or not, we tried to go twice. We tried to take the kids up once, then me and Rebecca go up a second time. When we go up for the second time, we usually go up for Travers Weekend, which people say, oh my God, it's crazy. It's a madhouse. It is, but we didn't have a choice because of our schedule.
Yeah.
So we used to go Thursday, Friday, Saturday night until a couple of years ago. It was first of all, the day before the day before we leave, I get very upset. I start talking about leaving instead of talking about enjoying the day. And it's just one of those things I can't shake it. I'm like, oh, why are we leaving this place? We just got here. 3 days isn't enough. So a couple of years ago, Sunday morning, wake up, Holiday Inn, say goodbye to everyone, bye to Art, the driver, blah, blah, blah. We've been going there for 30 years, 30 plus years. So we get in the car and me and Rebecca are driving down across Union Ave on the way to the thruway. So I'm like, Becca's like, I don't know why we're leaving. What are we going? What are we rushing home to on a Sunday? I'm like, no, I know. Like, so we pull up. I go, look, I kept on driving. I passed the gate, past King's Tavern. I'm by the Yadeau. I'm about to get on the thruway. I pull over right before the thruway. Becca's like, look, let's call the Holiday Inn. Like, let's see, like maybe we should spend the night. I'm like, oh, okay. So I call the Holiday Inn at the front desk. Sandy's like, I'm like, hey, Sandy, it's Paul Cosentino. She's like, what'd you forget? I'm like, I didn't forget anything. I'm like, I'm thinking about turning around. You
I
know,
love this.
I'm thinking about turning around. She goes, if you come in, I'll cut the rate in half. I'm like, there's our sign. So I pull up to the office, the box office on Union Ave. I said, I know this is impossible. It's Sunday. It's gorgeous out. There's no way. But are there 2 seats at the 4-star day bar? The guy goes, as a matter of fact, there was just a cancellation. There are 2. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, we're in. I get him. I go back to the car. I'm like, we're good. We go back to the Holiday Inn. I pull up to the front, pull in, and Art, the Holiday Inn driver, comes out. He's like, hey, no, what happened? What'd you forget? I'm like, didn't forget anything. We're staying another night. He's like, that's a Hall of Fame move. He goes, that's a Hall of Fame move. I'm like, why would we go home? You know, so then we started doing 4 nights. I'm like, you know, we pushed the envelope as far as we could, but I'd never forget that. It was gorgeous. We were winning. Like, we went to dinner that night. I'm like, Saratoga was just so amazing. There's
It's
so many
it,
of those kind of little stories here and there, Josh, but that one kind of jumps out at me.
absolutely. Okay, so one thing I really thought would be special to have on here is Saratoga is home to a lot of people, but not many people get to sit in the best seat in the house in Saratoga that you do not have to pay for. But
Right.
it comes with a cost. It comes with commitment, determination, and an early alarm. And I just loved the story and was wondering if you could give it to me one more time as to
Sure.
your practice.
Listen, your guys' podcast is gonna blow up so big. It's already skyrocketing. And I want to be careful what I say here because I don't want people taking my spot. But what I will say is
Yes.
you're right. Everyone has their favorite spot at the track. You guys are in the corner by that paddock. Like everyone has their go-to feel-good place.
Yeah.
What I'd say, and everyone thinks you need to have a picnic table to have a spot. That's not true. You don't. You can bring chairs, bring a tarp, bring a blanket, what have you. But I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. Like, I like this one spot. So what it requires is not just getting there at 4 in the morning, online at 4 in the morning, because that's what I do. I go at 4 in the morning, sit in a line, go for a walk, maybe take a nap in the car, come back. But I'm on that line at 4 a.m. every night, the day before. And then, truth be told, what I do is I know the spot where I want to go, Josh. And the day before, I move the tables. I physically, when the track is empty, and we're playing a few at Del Mar, having a few drinks, just me and Rebecca just sitting there. And if Madeline's with me, we'll start moving tables and shit, and we'll clear it out.
Right.
I mean, clear it out. Like we're going to the electric chair, clear it out. And you got the security guards are always like,
they're like, this guy's nuts.
They're out of mind. I'm like, and it's every year. They're like, it's the same guy, same wife, same kid, same shit every year. But I know at 4 a.m. when it's pitch black and I look through the black gate and I see my spot and I see it's empty, I'm like, yeah. So at 7 a.m. when that gate opens, it's five. The whole track is filled in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, every table, every spot, it's gone. So yeah, it's kind of a game. I love it. And Travers Day is even worse because the track actually opens at 7 and doesn't close. So that Travers Day is even more intense. People will kill you for a table in a good way. You know,
definitely.
Everyone's so nice. And Josh, I got to tell you something. Through doing this over the years, we've had friends, like we see families up there sitting adjacent to us. We wave, talk, so it's kind of.
You catch up with them, see what's going on.
Yeah, one guy asked me for a job. I said, hey, I'd love to come work for you in your company. I'm like,
that's awesome.
I'm like, but yeah, there's really nothing like Saratoga. And I think I sent you a video not long ago, like when me and Rebecca snuck on, we walked across the track to the turf track. Cops are there. I mean, there's so many little things. So, I mean, listen.
Just a beauty.
You got to go have fun. Saratoga is the greatest place on earth.
It is. I'll drop that little clip too of Paulie Kaz and his wife Rebecca on the track. It's an awesome clip. I'll throw it in here somewhere around here. But it's great. But we have Saratoga this week. How much handicapping are you doing pre-week? Are you going in and then grabbing the form and taking it as it comes, or are you doing work before you leave?
You know what, Josh? I'd love to say that I did my prep work and studied, doing the pick 5 and all that. I'm not. I'm just not. I'm kind of a lazy handicapper. Truth be told, I just love being there. I just love taking it all in. I'll look at the race before the race. I'll watch them go by. Like I like the looks. I got the Louis D look angle right now. The Jen D looks angle. Right. Yeah. Look at the form. Look at both. I'm a lazy handicapper, so I'll look at the buyer. Right. I'll kind of cheat with the buyer. Last race, last workout, breeding, and then just go.
And then attack.
That's it. I just go.
Let me tell you one thing about this trip. Someone to look out for, Chris DiDonato. Why I bring up Mr. Chris DiDonato? This will be the first year in Saratoga in 11 years he's there without his son. Now we miss his son who's starting school, but that means Chris is going to be laser focused. Jax couldn't make this trip. He starts school, I think, this week or while we're there. So he can't make the trip. But I'm telling you, Chris is going to go one way or the other. He's either going to be so drunk that he's just stay away from him, or everything he plays is going to be gold.
Is this going to be the stack of chips in Atlantic City, like Chris at 2 a.m, like just float? That should be fun.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one. And then this is another request I have this trip. You have to get in on our show parlay this year. So we have to link up before race number 1. It's a small investment. I think this year, we're going to do 2 pools. So it'll be $10 for each pool you want to buy into. We let 2 people run it, so we have a better chance of it going deeper into the day. So join one pool or join both. We'd love, and then each race, you could shoot me a text or we'll somehow link, and you tell me who you like.
Josh, that would be awesome. I'd love to do it. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. It's always fun. I'm ecstatic. I can't wait. I just can't wait. I just can't wait. I know it feels like Christmas Eve is coming. That Christmas Eve feeling?
I know.
It's like the greatest thing.
I agree, and it's funny you say that.
Josh, where the throughway, when you get off exit 24 and it's that spot between Albany to the track to exit 14?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm like fucking Calvin Burrell. I am like, I'm on the rail. I got white paint chips on my car. I am like, I don't think there's a person. If there's remember that one derby that Jock was weaving in and out? I forget what derby that was. That's me. I get from Albany to exit 14 in like 6.5 minutes. I'm
Holy
just
crap.
all
Yeah.
out, you know, because
Yeah. It's the
you're
home
so much
stretch. It's
else.
turning for home.
Yeah, that's it. You got to close strong.
You do. I love that.
Got to
And I
change
like
leads, get to exit 14, pull in. I can't wait. I'm really fired up this year.
definitely. So will you go to the hotel first and then get driven over to track, or day one do you go and park?
So day one, it's important I leave here by like 6:30 because they close the track opens at 7 a.m. till 10. At 10, they make everyone leave. And also at 10 o'clock, they don't let new people walk in and put their chairs down and stuff. So the first day is kind of a sacrifice. We get there right before 10, go in and drop our stuff, go to the hotel, say hello to everyone, buffet, eat breakfast, whatever, then go back to the track.
Gotcha.
So we drop. Now listen, if by some crazy chance I get there at 10:05, I think I told you the story. Security guards like can't do it, and I'm like, I only did this once. So and the guy's close to retiring, so I'm like,
You're
in
not
case
worried
he's
about them.
watching, I don't think he's watching this, although he might. He's like, you can't go in. I'm like, look, it's 10:03. I hit some traffic. I'm like, I gotta drop off. I gotta do it. I'm a creature of habit. I've been doing it this way for so many years. He's like, you're not going in. I'm like, now I got my red Saratoga bag with my tarp in it. I got my chair, and I'm looking at him like I'm probably 30 years younger than him. He's like, don't even think about it. I'm like, I just go, and I hear they're blowing the whistle. We got a runner, we got a runner. I put my shit down, put my tarp, put the thing down, and the security's running, and I'm like running. I'm calling her back. I'm like, get the car. It's like, start pulling away. I'll jump in on the. Like literally, that's how it was. This is at 10:05 on a Thursday morning in August. Like you can't even make it up.
I know, right? Come
But
on,
it's
give us
freaking
a break.
true, man. It's just,
That's iconic.
yeah, yeah. There's so many stories, man, and I can't even say half of them on
On
right now.
yeah, live on here. Yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Well, listen, I'm super excited for this weekend. I think we're going to have a blast. I would love to have this just be the first time you come on the pod, and we can do more recaps, more Saratoga stories. Hopefully, some Sierra Sagrada stories if she runs locally. I hope you can come to that day and see her. I think they said New York is possible, so that's not too shabby. You know what I mean? That'd be sweet.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, so that's possible. And yeah, so I just appreciate you coming on, taking some time. Yeah, anything you have here in closing?
I just want to say I love what you and your father are doing. It's just awesome. I watch you guys. I get excited. It's you guys are an amazing thing. And look, truth be told, I know you know that who was in Ocean City this year. Megan Kelly was on 46th Street this year.
Yeah,
She asked me to be on her podcast. I said my first podcast is gonna be with my cousin Josh and cousin Paul. I said thank you, but no thank you. So
let's
Joe
go.
Rogan and everyone else, no, this is my first one. I love it. I love to come back. Again, this is you guys. This is incredible. It's really
Thanks,
fun
man.
to watch. It's knowledgeable. It's great. It's exciting. The guests are great. I think your ratings are going to skyrocket when you bring Lewis on. When cousin Lou comes on, I
Yeah.
think the rating, yeah, he's going to be incredible with his knowledge and his experiences and his stories. So
Unbelievable. He's going to be a gem. We did land another sweet guest too. We have Mr. Matt Dinnerman, the guy who announces the races in Monmouth Park, coming on the
oh,
podcast.
nice,
So that'll be fun too to have another like perspective of
awesome.
someone else in the game. So we're
Oh,
going to keep
that's
trying to get some fun guests, especially in the off season, you know what I mean, the fall where things slow down a little bit more. But yeah, we're going to have fun
awesome.
with it, Uncle Lou, and beyond and everybody. So,
I
and
love
then
it.
for everyone wondering, because I probably should have touched on this earlier, where the heck's my dad? He's right now at a campsite 30 minutes away from the racetrack, ready to launch tomorrow morning. So I
Is he
couldn't get him for
handicapping
tonight.
right now, or is he sleeping? It's 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, he's definitely sitting by the fire with Matt, Aaron, and Chris, who are there with him now.
So
I guarantee they're
they
doing
got the
something.
lights on and they got the forms out.
Yeah, he has a thing like he's a miner, so he has this thing goes over his head, and it sits here on his forehead and looks at
No,
the
you need a
racing board.
picture of that. You got to get
Yeah,
that picture there.
that's true. He texted me today. He says, "Bring the equipment. We're gonna record on Friday at the campsite." I was like, "Yeah, Dad. Where are we gonna plug it in?" So, but
Well,
it's
I
all
can't
good
wait to see
stuff.
you guys, Josh, and thank you. I'm really honored to be on the show. I love it. You guys are doing amazing. Let's kick some ass this week and have some fun.
I love it, Paul. Appreciate you, my man. I'll see you this weekend. Love you, brother.
All right, love you too, Josh. All the best. I'll see you in a couple days.